If tertiary education costs are not going to be shared by government, beneficiaries, and parents, what can be done to minimize the impact on those who now have to bear this new cost?
There are many things actually here. I think the first thing that needs to be done is getting the policy very clear. What is the government planning to do? What kind of funding do they have? How have they been able to balance their budgets? What are they planning to do going forward? Not just this year, but next year, say the next 5 years. That message needs to go out to the public. Families need to know that in 3 years' time, say a family has a child doing Form 3 now, in a couple of years' time, that family is going to have to spend money to put their child through tertiary education. And the family needs to know now so they can plan for it. So that change, the change management, needs to be done carefully. As regards the models, there are many models. And I know there has been a study on this that has been conducted recently. And some recommendations have been given to government. As we understand that soon we will hear about the new policy.
If the government can really educate Botswana on the current situation and what might result in future, I feel that our parents will be in a position to prepare themselves for changes of this kind. Even the students to understand why changes are made. This means to say to us that we are advising the government to tell Botswana more in advance that maybe in 10 years, the government is planning to implement 1, 2, 3, 4. This have resulted because of 1, 2, 3, 4. Reasons of that kind will really help and can even avoid any misunderstanding that might result. Instead of maybe people being taken by a surprise package, which is causing a lot of friction and conflicts there and there, which we do not intend to foresee.
Around the world, there have been false starts and even failures when cost sharing and cost recovery models were implemented. One of the real dangers of a poorly implemented model is that the gap between those who are able to pay for their own education and those who cannot will grow. What can be done to ensure that this does not happen?
We are not a very large country, so I think means testing and give them 100% sponsorships. Make sure that there is good communication, everybody knows the benefits of education and wants to have an education. More career planning so that students don't walk into a program not realizing whether this is something they want to do all their life. More career education at school level. I think that's what we have to do. And there's one thing that we need to make sure is that our students coming out of the rural areas, their language skills, their English language skills, their math skills must be good. So there is a lot to be done at secondary education. When somebody is aware that of a career, they will seek it. And that's the stage we need to get to.
Transact, score goals, and stand in line to win tickets with FNB to the 2010 FIFA World Cup courtesy of Visa. Score 4 goals with a combination of 4 transactions per goal. Get an FNB debit or credit card to score 1 goal. You can also transact online. Transact at any FNB ATM. Or purchase goods and swipes. Score big with FNB thanks to Visa. FNB, how can we help you?
We continue our discussion with Kagiso Dichi of First National Bank of Botswana on how First National Bank of Botswana sees itself playing a role in the model for the provision of tertiary education.
For some time, government has been talking about public-private partnerships. And we at FNB totally believe that it is up to the private sector as well to hold hands and to have that strong partnership with the government of Botswana to realize the 2016 vision pillar of having an educated and informed nation. And so what we are trying to then drive here is just to ascertain that we are part and parcel of that drive. We achieve that goal with government.
Since 2009, FNB has provided financial products that are geared at assisting with meeting the cost of education. Mr. Kagiso Dichi explains what these are and what they offer.
The FNB Lifestyle Student Loan is a basket of products that we developed, particularly to try and assist parents and empower them to have access to financing, such as to enable them to pay for their children's studies, which basically then covers their tuition. It covers acquisitions of books. It covers acquisition of computers and any other specialized equipment that the student may need. We are quite conscious that not all students do primarily academic programs, but there are technical programs. We've got the engineers, we've got the civil and electrical engineers. So you find that those students may be required in their programs to then have certain other equipment which is not necessarily book driven.